Okay, I feel a little bit scattered today. And I've been feeling like that a lot lately. It's just, I have this feeling that I spend time on non-essentials a lot. Like, I let small things take up my time, like things that are necessary but that aren't the top priority. Like right now, the top priority is to be working on this app and making these videos. But some days I just I get overwhelmed by other things that I also need to do, and I've kind of struggled to have a system that allows me to get the work done that I need to get done, which is the top priority, but at the same time don't fall apart in other areas. Like, I still need to exercise, I still need to get my morning walks in, I feel like. I still need to eat. I need to do things like laundry, take care of the dishes, make food, all those sort of things. Which, I don't know, I feel like I sometimes get stuck like cleaning the apartment, which is important, but it also might take up an hour of my day. And then it just spills out into something else, and all of a sudden I haven't gotten done the coding and the video that I need to be doing because I let other tasks take up my time that weren't as important, because cleaning the apartment isn't necessarily as important as making these videos. These videos are probably the top priority for me. But I'm sort of like an either-or type of person, where I either put my energy and efforts into these videos, or I get my life sorted. I think I find it very difficult to do lots of those small things at the same time as doing a big thing. So I feel like the small things sort of take up my energy for the big thing that I need to do, which I haven't really come up with a great way to solve it. I have an idea for it, which is that maybe I should say that I don't get to do all those things in the morning or in the middle part of the day, and I can only do them after like 4 p.m. After 4 p.m. I can clean, after 4 p.m. I can do whatever, like a regular person would who has a normal job and who doesn't do what I do. I think that limitation is a good thing, but it's just also the other part of it is that I have the freedom to be able to do certain things at times when maybe it's more beneficial, like going to the gym, for instance. Sometimes it's better to go to the gym in the middle of the day because there's less people there, so you get to do what you want to do and you don't have to wait for machines or switch up your program. And it's also kind of nice, especially here in Sweden this time of year, because it's like there's barely any sunlight. Like at 9 a.m. it starts to get a little bit bright, and then at about 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. the sun is gone. So you really only have about 6 hours or 7 hours of sunlight, or daylight, really. And so going out and doing things in the middle of the day is kind of nice when there's that little sunlight. But it also takes up time from the workday, because those are like my ideal hours to get work done. So yeah, I'm not expecting any sort of sympathy or empathy for this, but that is what I'm struggling with. And I think a lot of people probably struggle with this, especially like students. If you're a student, you probably have this exact same thing, because I had the exact same thing as a student. But anyway, what we're going to do today is a 4-hour block of coding. That's the goal. And we're going to be working on the front end for the call page. So when you're calling someone, the page that shows up, I want to try to build out the UI for that page. I still haven't gotten the microphone to work, and I just thought of something, which is that a lot of people have been commenting about things that I do with Vim, and like, you should probably try using this tool or that tool or whatever. And I really appreciate that, genuinely really appreciate it, because I think a lot of that will make me a lot faster. But coming back to the thing of like small tasks that aren't the big tasks that take up my time, I've sort of been postponing or pushing doing those sort of things, because I just feel like, well, yeah, I can spend 2 hours, 1 hour, 4 hours setting up the environment and fixing things, but that's not making progress on the thing that I want to make progress on. So I'm gonna just push that to the side for now and say that the system that I have might be good enough. Maybe this is a really bad idea and I'm wasting way too much time with a bad tool, or with a bad setup rather. But I think the best thing that I need to do right now is just work on the app, get coding and make progress. So that's what we're going to try to figure out today.
Jag tror anledningen till att vi får grannskap är att vi behöver skriva till dem eftersom du redan haft kontakt med dem, tänker jag.
Hallå, hallå. Hallå, hallå, hallå. Hallå, hallå, hallå. All right. Hallå, 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 hallå. Hallå, hallå. Hallå? 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 Okay, so this is one of those times when I think ChatGPT can do a pretty good job. So this is the design that I have in mind. And what I did was I basically just explained to Mr. Chat, wherever he is, there he is. I just explained to ChatGPT, this is what I want. This is the prompt that I wrote for it. Can you help me create a page in my app that looks like this? The background takes up the entire screen. There's an image that's blurred. In the top right corner, there's a text that says cow. In the bottom center, there's a screen there. Wait, in the bottom center of the screen, there's a card that has a title, Would You Rather? And below that, there's text saying go snorkeling or skiing. This text has an arrow on the right and an arrow on the left, and the user can shuffle between the different texts. I feel like that was a pretty easy explanation, and it wasn't, I mean, it's a pretty simple screen, but my explanation wasn't super thorough. I could have gone way more in depth with it, but it basically just created what you see here, which is pretty much exactly what the design is. The only thing I need to change really is the color of the card, and then we could almost say that we have the design fixed. Actually, let's do the image isn't blurred, so that's the only thing that, but that was something that I was trying to fix because I wasn't getting the image to show up properly. So if we just change this to 10 and this to 10, and then run it again. So now the image is blurred, which is what we want for the app. So, I mean, this is basically the design that I came up with. The only thing now is that the voice thing doesn't show up, and I think that's because we're using a stack here, and we're also using a stack in the, in the call screen. So let's do stack. Yeah, so we're using a stack here as well. And we're adding the call page after the amplitude thing. So I think if we just do this, stack, and then we do delete that, and we do call page. So this, I think, could fix it. Wait. Okay, so I actually do see that we have a little bit of a pink thing here that shouldn't be there, and that's the voice animation thing. I realize now that it doesn't work on the iPhone simulator, it only works on the Chrome simulator, so we're going to use this instead. 33, 81, 57. And now you can see that we have a voice animation as well. So, I mean, this is basically the app. The voice animation is shit. That's the only thing. Especially seeing it like this, it just doesn't look good at all. Which I don't know really what we could do about that, but there's probably something we could do. I think we want a minimum size of it to begin with. All right, this is the waveform. All right, this is what the waveform looks like. Ah! All right, this is what the waveform looks like. All right, this is what the waveform looks like. All right, this is what the waveform looks like. Okay, this is what it sounds like or what it looks like when okay, this is what the waveform looks like. All right, this is what the waveform looks like. Yeah, well, that's what it looks like, I think. All right, this is what it looks like. Right, that's what it looks like. Okay, so now we have a waveform created, and we have the screen the way that we want. I'm really quite happy with this because like this waveform, whatever it is, look, I think it looks really good. It looks way better than the circle, at least. I thought the circle was like the next best thing because this is actually what I wanted, but it just seemed like it was difficult for ChatGPT to help me figure that out, or it just seemed like it was hard to do. But this, I mean, this looks great. There's still some tweaking that could be done to make it look a little bit better, but right now I think it looks quite good, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm pretty happy with where we're at so far. I don't know about the color of the purple. That could be changed to something different. I haven't fully settled on like a color theme for the app. But which I think I need to do, honestly, if I'm gonna continue with this. I need to have some sort of color theme for it. But I think this looks really good, and I'm happy with it. All right, so we got it done. We have the call page set up, and that was the goal that I set for myself today. It only took about 3 hours to do this, I think, which is great because now I can stop, or I'm practicing this right now. I'm practicing just stopping now when I feel like everything in my body right now just wants to continue coding. I'm practicing just stopping there because I accomplished the goal that I set out for myself today, that I said was like, if I get this done, that's enough. And so I got that done. It was still 3 hours of work and like dedicated, deep work, focused work. And I'm practicing now. Okay, the battery died, but I'm practicing now the art of something that I think Andrew Huberman talked about this, which is that you don't want to, I don't know who talked about it, but someone did. And it's like where you don't want to work to the point where you're like completely exhausted and you're completely sick of what you're working on. Ideally, you want to do everything a little bit less than what you feel like. So this is very like, not everyone can do this obviously, but I can. And so what I'm trying to do right now is stop before I've had enough, if that makes sense. So similar to like when you're eating candy, our tendency is to eat until we're sick or sick of eating. And that's not very good. Ideally you want to eat just to the point where you feel like I still want more, because then you're kind of happy with how much you've eaten, if that makes sense. But if you eat to the point where you're sick, then you don't feel like eating again. I don't know if this is a great analogy, because I think a lot of people just tend to eat candy either way, and they will eat it the next day either way. But the idea is that if you're working on something that's hard, which is like coding or doing something like this, then if I work to the point where I feel sick of it, then the next day is just going to be way harder to get back to it. Whereas if I work to the point where I still accomplished something that I was happy to have accomplished within a day, if I continue after that until the point where I feel just exhausted and tired and I just want to go to sleep, then the association will be that it's hard work and it's not fun. Whereas now my association is I'm looking forward to the next thing that I want to do. And so I will probably go to bed tonight thinking about what I want to do tomorrow with the app. And that means that when I get up tomorrow, I'll be excited and I'll be like almost to the point where I can't wait to get started on it again, versus ending the day at like 9 p.m. You've worked 12 hours and you're on a bug that you've just been like trying to get to work over and over and over again, and you just don't seem to get anywhere and just hit a wall. When you wake up the next day, you're not super excited to get back to that wall. So that's why I think it's good to now say that, well, I did accomplish it. It took 3 hours. 3 hours is still a solid effort of coding. And if I quit now, then I'll be super excited about tomorrow, and I can enjoy the rest of the day, and I can do other things with my life, which is also part of, like, if I want to design my life in some sort of way, then that's how I would want to design it. I would want to design it in a way where I work in the early part of the day for as many hours as I think is enough. And then I have the afternoon or the rest of the day to do whatever I want and enjoy my life, if that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little bit tired and I feel like I'm rambling, but hopefully it makes sense. So now, just as the rain comes, I'm going to go outside and enjoy the rest of the day.